reaches of Nevada, waiting to be spanned as the railroad crews hurried to join the approaching Union Pacific Railroad. Yes, the great race was on. He grinned. Wait until he told Dolly that Charles Crocker himself had awarded him the honor of telegraphing the message of their victory directly to President Andrew Johnson. The train shuddered to a halt, with every car on the line creaking and groaning like 1,000 frozen hinges bending. Big hissing clouds of steam momentarily obliterated and incapacitated the Reno Municipal Band as instruments clashed against one another in brassy confusion. When the steam finally evaporated, Darby saw a raised platform of choking dignitaries. He grinned impishly at the scene of chaos. Then he spotted Dolly in their midst, and his cigar dropped absently into his lap. What a woman! What a dress! It was purple, with a neckline that was enough to make his palms sweat. She had the figure of the Greek goddess of love, and there were little ribbons entwined in her flowing blonde hair. Her face was perfect enough to make angels weep with envy. He gaped with admiration as Dolly Beavers jumped up and down on the stand for several moments, until he realized every other man on the platform was enjoying her sprightly performance, too. Lascivious worms! Darby flew out of his seat and charged the exit, unmindful of the hole his cigar had burned in his suit. When the crowd saw the handsome pair unite in a violent embrace, they unleashed a great cheer. Darby scarcely heard the band as it lurched into another tune. He normally wasn't a man to demonstrate his affections in public, but it sure felt good to hold this woman. "Oh, Derby," she panted, when finally their lips suctioned apart. "Never leave me again." He gazed deep into her blue eyes. "I never really did," he said. "Not in my—" Dolly's reaction was one of instant amazement. She blinked, pushed back a little, and demanded, "Then what do you call 8 months up on a mountain?" "I meant in my heart, dear." She had a comeback, but fortunately the mayor of Reno jammed a gold-painted wooden key between them, saying, I hate to intrude on such a touching moment, but if you would allow me to say a few welcoming words for the public and press." Darby sighed with relief. Now he was beginning to remember how he'd summoned the courage to leave this voluptuous beauty for a time. "Of course, Mayor." The politician was a gaunt, balding man with mutton chops and rather sharp, tobacco-stained teeth. He showed them right back to his molars when he grinned down at the expectant faces of Reno voters. "Ladies and gentlemen," he bellowed, biting off each word as though his secret desire was to become a Shakespearean actor, "it is my official honor to give this here golden key to our city to the man whose exploits all of you who can read have no doubt seen in the newspaper, Mr. Darby Buckingham." There was rousing applause, and Darby took the key, absently noting how badly one side of it was fly-specked. He raised the clean side up with one hand. "Thank you," he yelled, pumping the mayor's fingers with the other. "It is indeed a great honor for me to accept the golden key to your city. As you know from my on-the-scene accounts published in your newspaper, we fought a difficult fight. There were no fewer than 16 blizzards which—" "Could you please slow down, Mr. Buckingham?" pleaded a tall, young, red-haired reporter who struggled mightily to hold his notepad and write at the same time. Darby scowled, but he did attempt to speak more slowly. Even so, the young man didn't seem to be having much success. He was, Darby noted, quite hungry-looking, although his color was good. What was especially intriguing was his clothing. It was similar to Darby's, except that it was a peculiar shade of green. His eyebrows were finely etched for such a strong jawline, and his mustache was as red as his hair.